And I did it like 4 times, and by the 5th time it was garbage because it got too much. So I'm like, okay, start a new one. Here's my new chat that starts from 0.5 and move on. And here's the 6th part. And like, yeah.
See, I think what I will do here on this chat, the problem I've got with this chat is I took the narrative file and I chopped it on up and fed it back into it. But our narrative file has now changed so much that I probably need to start back over on a fresh chat.
That's my other thing I've noticed with this is like, I don't want a hard-coded resource. I want a dynamically changeable resource, like a Google Doc that says, just use the Google Doc. Don't use these PDFs that I'm uploading. Don't because the PDFs change so much. The work changes so much that it's like
to change the embedding. Yeah, you need it to update its own embeddings and stuff. I don't think I can do that in the spreadsheet because I can't do that much in embeddings in this. But there might be ways to hook it up to Pinecone or something to do.
Yeah, so they're that's the difference. Like, so with LangChain, you can actually automatically pull the Google Doc stuff. Like, okay, it's easy. Like, cool, here you go, you got it. And it can do the embedding right away. And each time of doc updates, you literally say, hey, pull the new embeddings and replace the ones that don't exist and blah, blah, blah. So you have all your, This isn't quite there, but you still might be able to pull Google Docs.
Here's some
API or functions.
else I've noticed. It's better to use text files and PDF files because I
was wondering about that because
it has to break those out.
Yeah.
But when they're not huge, it's not terrible. But that is something I probably shouldn't have done here. So what I'll probably do here is this weekend I'll probably start on a new chat. I'll take whatever feedback it has right there and I'll make a reply to it. And I'll start a new chat where I'll take a new copy of the narrative and I'll upload our lore file and our character sheet and our life aboard the Tesla file. So those are all things it wrote for me when we talk.
I like how you're saying hour. Like, I'm going to upload hour this and hour that.
You got to. You have to have the mindset of it being a co-author. Because especially with this particular instruction set, because unlike GPT at the front, it firmly believes that it is the world's greatest co-author.
Yep.
And it will argue things with you.
How would you compare talking to GPT here in the playground and talking to GPT in the regular chat? Okay,
regular chat GPT has a personality for me now. I mean, it's straight up is it's its own
annoying. I can't talk to GPT anymore. It's okay because I love arguing, Chuck. I love arguing, and not in a bad way, but you can't argue with people because people are going to get offended. People don't have time for that. So I just want to talk to GPT. I say controversial stuff. It says controversial stuff to me and blah, blah, blah. But lately I can't do that anymore. So I was thinking about actually creating I want an opponent. I want an opponent that he doesn't have to think like me, but I wanted to, be rude and really argue, and because when I have an opinion, I like to do the following stuff. I like to tell it, I have this opinion. Please try to convince me otherwise. Try to change.
So the best thing to do is to give it instructions on the alternative opinion. So if you like, a lot of times they'll have names like, "Hey, you're a materialist who believes blank, blank, and blank, and blank, and blank, and blank, and you're like this person, whatever." And then you have that chat with them, because if you just give them a generic like, "Hey, I believe this, argue against me," it's not going to actually pick very good arguments. The rudeness part, you're not going to get around. It's never going to be rude. AI, open AIs at least, because they've neutered it where it's not allowed to be. But it'll still argue its points if you tell it, hey, you're this person, you believe this, you think this way, here's your belief system, here's your whatever. Like,
so would you recommend doing this with this playground UI or just through the chat?
Please tell me that is in here.
The chat should be fine enough at this point. I don't think you need a playground to do that.
Yeah, because I kind of need that. Like a jailbreak, because I really got to the point where I can't really argue it anymore. And last night it was like, wow, this this doesn't go with our terms and services, and So I've been Okay,
great.
A lot lately.
It's hard to get GPT to be aggressive in any way, shape, and or form. And you can see that happened in this one scene here, where in my mind, two characters were going to have an argument, and the way it's described by ChatGPT,
I don't see being aggressive and being rude as something bad.
it's
like,
not. It's not.
That's what I wanted to get out of GPT. Like, okay, in my culture, people are rude. I need you to be aggressive. I need you to be my opponent. I want to hear a debate, like discussion. But no, I couldn't get it.
So that's by design.
Uh-huh.
OpenAI doesn't want to have debates. They literally came out and said each one is going to be customized to your beliefs and what you think and what you have, and it's not going to try to persuade you to anything else. Like they literally, it's going to be your own personal echo chamber, and that's what they want. They literally.
That's bad. That's really
Sam
bad.
Altman came out and said that.
They're building a personality into it, and the personality they're building into it is gentle. They're not
Sort of. They're actually planning to build a personality for each person. So Chuck, you'll have your Chuck personality. That's very gentle, but that's focused to your Midwestern.
But that's a comfort zone. I'm thinking about going behind the comfort zone. Like
you're gonna have to do it with your own assistant. You can do it with their language model, but at the same time, you have to convince it, and that's what I had to do here. I had to convince it that hey, this wasn't a bad scene, but it's her dad they're talking about, and she's she should be upset. She should be a little bit upset, and so it finally got her a little upset. But I'm probably going to have to, in the second draft, take this, feed it into it,